Hey YouTube, Kyouka here, bringing you all my Cardfight Vanguard Kyouka magazine deck profile for June 2024. This was actually a deck given to me as a gift from a buddy of mine for helping him move some of his Vanguard collection. It was a deck I've been wanting to build for a while, so definitely thank him for the deck. And we also had some new promo support from the Faded Clash booster series for the deck. So since I had the promo and also finally acquired the deck, I figured I'd show what the deck is for its current update, because we are going to be getting new support for the Kyouka deck with the next Lyrical Monasterio booster set and all the other decks that were released in the same booster set of hers. So we'll see if there's any big changes when that support comes out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off, we go with the energy generator as always for the ride deck, with our grade 0 being hashtag first step Kyouka. When wrote upon, if you want second, draw a card. The standard for the go-to starter. Our grade 1 is hashtag ready to go Kyouka. When wrote upon by a grade 2 with Kyouka and its card name, choose a grade from 1 to 3. Declare it. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 unit with the declared grade or magazine card from among them. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So just more search power with our grade 1, with our grade 2 being hashtag hot stuff Kyouka. When wrote upon by a grade 3 with Kyouka and its card name, choose up to 1 magazine card from your drop. Put it into your hand. If you do not put a card from your hand, count +1, search your deck for up to 1 magazine card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So this just gives you more search for the magazine card, which is one of the more important cards in the deck as well for us to go into, with the grade 3 being the 1 copy of hashtag make a trend Kyouka, along with the copy that we run in the ride deck. We also run 3 additional copies in the main deck as well. With the card on Vanguard, once per turn, you can Soul Blast 1, choose a grade from 1 to 3, declare it, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 unit card with the declared grade from among them, call it to rear guard, or choose up to 1 magazine card from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So just more search power as the ride deck did as well, searching for the needed cards for the deck to function. And on Vanguard during your turn, if you played a magazine order this turn, all your front row gets plus 5,000, along with the potential persona ride you can do, having another plus 5, always an additional plus when it comes to your opponent guarding against your attacks. Now for the magazine cards, I figured we'd go over those cards before we continue with the rest of the deck. For the orders, we're running 4 copies of Lyrical Shooting Star S. This is one of the magazine cards we run in the deck. You play this if you have a Vanguard with Kyouka and its card name. Perform all the following according to the number of your units. 2 or more grade 1 units, draw 2 cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. Or 2 or more grade 2 units, choose one of your units and it gets plus 10,000 till end of turn. And 2 or more grade 3 units, you countercharge 1. So you just play this card with the Kyouka Vanguard, performing all the following according to the number of your units. So just with those numbers, if you have the variety, you can choose what you want to activate for your order to use as well, using the magazine search. But we do have another search target for our magazine orders, and that is the Lyrical Shooting Star S special issue, which I'm running 3 copies of. With this card, you play it with a counter +1. If you have a Vanguard with Kyouka and its card name, choose up to 2 normal units from your drop zone with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard with different grades and call them to rear guard. If you have 1 or more units each with grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3 until end of turn, you can play orders up to a total of 2 times, and you cannot play orders other than the Lyrical Shooting Star S1. So this card can be activated and then in turn followed up with the other magazine order to run. So it gives you more search to set up the units you need for your other order to gain the full effects of those cards. For the grade 2s that we run in the deck, 4 copies of Blue Frontier Arch. On rearguard during your turn, if you played a magazine order this turn, it gets plus 5,000 power. And on rearguard once per turn, at the end of the battle, your grade 3 or greater Vanguard is active. If you played a magazine order this turn, counter +1, soul +1, and stand this unit. So the Arch helps with the multiple attacks to be able to perform, being able to restand if you have the multiple copies on the rearguard as well. To get those multiple attacks, it does eat away at your resources, but still having a restander just for having played the cost of the magazine order, which is what the majority of the deck is meant to do anyway, and have that search. We can then have more set up for many of our other cards to then attack for. with our other grade 2s that we run in the deck, being 3 copies of Creative Urge Seblu when placed on rearguard. If you have a Vanguard with Kyouka and its card name, you may have this unit get grade +1 to end of turn, so adjusting grades for our rearguard units helps when activating some of the different magazine effects in the deck as well. But on the rearguard, at the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If you played a magazine order, you can put this unit into the soul to choose one of your units and gets +5 to end of turn, setting up more of our soul as well for some of our other cards to be able to make use of in the deck. But some other resources that we use for more of the counter charge and soul charge power is the Opposing Kindness Virginia. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked while boosted. If you played an order this turn, put it in the soul and counter charge 1. So just like the Seblu, but instead of the power boost, it provides a counter charge and also goes into the soul for you to have soul blast power as well. I've been debating if I wanted to mix around some of the numbers with the Seblu and the Virginia, but decided to stick with the 2 for now. For our grade 1 units, we run 4 copies of Mystical Pelisude Jennifer. On the rearguard, once per turn, if you have 4 more units, discard a card from your hand, choose a normal order from your drop, and it gets the continuous ability of this card can be played from the drop, and when it will be put into your drop zone, other play, you put it on the bottom of your deck instead. So giving you more search to then be able to search it from the deck as well, but still being able to give you basically what is another card to count as an order by being able to activate just for the cost of a card from your hand, and then using that order. We're also running 4 copies of In Search of Limited Sweets, Mildred. With this grade 1 on rearguard, at the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If you played a magazine order this turn, and you have 3 or more units with different grades, put this unit into the soul and draw a card. Once again, more soul build up, but still draw power, making up for a potential boost that this card could have provided to one of our other units as well. So a lot of the cards will just end up going into the soul for more of that setup, and then having more of that playstyle to be able to make use of as well for our many different magazine orders as well, performing all the following for our different units. To wrap up the rest of the grade 1s, 3 copies of Best Choice Ladamia. Now, on rearguard, if you have a grade 3 grade Vanguard with Kyouka and its card name, put it into the soul. Choose a grade 2 or greater unit from your drop with a different card name from your Vanguard and put it on the top of your deck. So just more recycle power to be able to then choose a unit card from our drop with a different one from our Grand Vanguard, and then have more of that power to be able to call it out with our Kyouka Vanguard, since she will reveal the top cards of our decks and then call them out to the rearguard circle. With the rest of the grade 1s just being our Sentinels, the 4 copies of Nocturne Flickering Judith. Decided to go with these just so we have more room for the normal units to potentially call out if we have to in the deck, and more or less not take up any of the spots for our potential unit to be able to call out with the, Blitz Order Elementaria Sanctitude in the lineup. For our trigger lineup, we're going with the 7 criticals, so 4 copies of Grinning Scale Dragon Ills and the 3 copies of the Precious Tune Edwidge. If you have the other one, Eshika, that's fine, because most or less you're just going to use the critical spot for the guard step anyway. But for the other trigger lineup, same. If you have the draw, you can put the 5k draw for this spot here, but we just have the generic Abalom Sight Gretz, with our heals being the 1 copy of 2 of Us Rhyme, 2 of Us Flow, and then the 2 additional copies of Talkative Hour just being the newer heal for the start deck, and our over trigger being the Katrina. If you wanted to try one of the Cray Elemental, you can always replace it in, but still, I like the added pressure that this one provides with the already powered up units that we get from this deck anyway. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, it was an update, and we will have another one just around the corner when we get the added magazine support from the next Lyrical Monasterio booster set. But as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.